So this is the model in Revit. It is just a an office building, and this file is actually on certain coordinates which are not correct. These are just examples which were in the file. So what I had already did was export this model out to 3DWG, and now I'm going to switch to Civil 3D. Here it is. And in Civil 3D I actually brought in the DWG and put that office building. You can also switch to a 3D type of view. I actually moved this office building to a fictional location somewhere in a city, from which you can see the live maps actually. So I put this building there. This file is on our country coordinates. So this coordinate system in here is the Netherlands RD. So we have coordinates, as you can see in here. But the coordinates, these are sort of the coordinates on which the building is residing now. So what I have done from this point, I also took a Z value measurement and placed that building with the bottom around this Z coordinate. I already got that Z coordinate from the InfraWorks model, from the terrain height. So I completely set this model where it should also gonna appear in the InfraWorks model. So what I did then, using the Autodesk shared reference point, of course, is actually create an XML file from which I am gonna create a shared coordinate system in Revit. So I'm just gonna show you how this works. I'm selecting just 2 points from this side building there, this lower part, and it's gonna tell me that I've created an origin in there. The Z value is coming through in meters, so these coordinates are also in meters, by the way. And we have a rotation in there also. So the DWG units are meters, and I'm gonna export this file, just my shared reference point XML out. So I saved it. Now I'm gonna go back into Revit. And in Revit, I'm gonna, of course, using the same shared reference point, I'm gonna pick up that file in a minute. But first, I'm gonna set the same 2 points in the model. So I took the first point there, the origin, and second point there. And then I'm gonna pick it up, this XML file here. So I'm gonna create this new shared coordinate system. It's called my shared ref point. Yes. So it's been set now. I just have to make it current. Oh, I don't want to save. So here's the site. There's the shared reference shared coordinate system, and I'm gonna make it current like that. So now this project base point provides the coordinates from which I set the building in Civil 3D. So I'm gonna save this Revit file, save it. That has been done now. So first I'm going to show you what happens when I go into my InfraWorks model. Here you see the building location, and that is where the building should be appearing in a minute. So just by actually, this is a backup file. Here's the Revit file, which has the shared coordinate system in it. This one I just delete because I'm going to show you later what that thing does. So here's the Revit file, and I'm gonna just drag and drop it in InfoWorks. So it's gonna connect, and what I'm gonna show you is what it's doing here. That is my point. It is in the back using the Navisworks server engine to create a NWC first, and that is why you see it. It's gonna appear here. NWC. It has created an NWC, and then it's gonna pick it up in here. So I'm just gonna put this on city furniture because I have other buildings in there which I don't want to see. So what it's doing here, let me first show you the 3D model. The thing which I'm noticing that it hasn't, the model geometry appears really awkward. It's flickering a lot. I've seen this type of behavior before when geometry is coming in at large coordinates. It's also wiggling. It's looking really weird, and also geometry is just not correct here at these really strange artifacts there. So I'm also missing, of course, the materials, but let's just see if we can get this model to come in at the right coordinates, of course. So what I'm noticing here also, it's bringing up an coordinate system XY, and then imperial feet, I believe. Normally I use the XYM for meters, metric, to interactively place the model, but I'm gonna leave it here at that. Already did lots of tests, and I discovered actually that I should set this here to Netherlands RD. So that's gonna be because that Revit file is positioned on this coordinate system, and I'm gonna bring it in the 0 point at actually indeed the 000 from there. So this should bring the model in at the exact coordinates. Thing is, which I'm finding strange, is why I have to leave this on imperial feet. I know that Revit is under the hood using imperial feet, even though you're working in metric, so this probably has something to do with that. So let's close and refresh and see what happens. There it is. Building appears in this exact same spot. But of course we don't see any materials in there. No materials. And also that geometry is looking really weird there. So it's not good. So we get this Revit model in as a data source. You can see it here. It's a direct link to a Revit model. But strange thing is we have to set this arbitrary XY coordinate system in imperial feet to get this working. Good. So this is the proposal with the Revit import. Now I'm going to show you something else. I'm switching over to Navisworks, and now I'm just going to bring in that same well, actually, yeah, I'm gonna just bring in the Revit file. So it's gonna create another NWC. Let me first, by the way, bring in this NWC, which the InfoWorks importer has created. Let's see what this looks. So this is that NWC, and actually it's looking good because it is a model which is on the coordinates, and it has materials. So my conclusion from this is that the RVT importer in InfraWorks is able to correctly create an NWC with the materials in there, but from there something is fault. At least it cannot handle the materials coming from the NWC, and I in the past saw that it's creating somewhere an SFF file in the model folder, in the .files folder. So apparently something is going wrong there. Now this seems good. So what I'm gonna do now from this NWC, I'm gonna create from Navisworks an FBX. So I'm gonna create an FBX with textures. I'm embedding them. This is feet. I'm not sure if this is gonna go correct. I think this indeed, this file is in feet. Just let's see what happens, because I did a test before and I exported out in meters. Let's just see. So exporting it out in feet, creating an FBX file, and let's just override this one. Already created that. I'm gonna replace it. Yes. So it's creating an FBX here. Now back to InfraWorks. I'm gonna switch to another proposal in here, because this RVT file was brought into Navisworks. Of course, this is an NWC, and then from Navisworks was exported to FBX. So let's see what happens if we are gonna bring in that FBX file. This is the one which was created. Drag and drop it in. So let's just see the 3D model first. And this is we have materials in here. Still, geometry is flickering a lot. Let's gonna type it again, city furniture, and that geolocation that I'm well, not really sure about if it's gonna be feet. I'm just gonna set this to 000, and then let's see what happens. Yeah, okay. So this is coming in at the good coordinates. And before this, I did a test with meters, and that went fine. So why is it then that InfraWorks is able to import that FBX from the same NWC file with the materials, and the direct import from RVT, it is missing materials? There are some strange things with these materials, by the way, because you see when I move the building, the materials, they stay stationary. You see it at the cursor, you see it moving. It's looking really strange. This seems to be using another type of a graphic engine or something like that. Maybe somebody can explain to me. But also in here, within the model, you see that the floor and the ceilings, it's using a different type of texture. So what I'm actually getting at is, when we are gonna get that capability of importing NWC files complete with in InfraWorks, complete with materials and textures on them, that will be very good, I think. So I just wanted to show you this this workflow, and hopefully we're gonna see this this Revit import improve with materials, and maybe a native NWC or NWD import in InfraWorks directly, so we can skip actually the FBX export. Thanks for watching.